Getting a new feature built for your e-commerce website is almost as cool as buying a new car. But if you don't do your homework when buying that car, you just might be getting screwed over. Perhaps the difference between developers and car dealers is that most car dealers know they're screwing you over. Developers, unfortunately, accidentally.
Dave, you can't afford not to buy a car like this, and I'm going to make it easy on you.
So just like my favorite Dave Ramsey speaks sense into financial decisions, I am going to give you a toolkit to make good sense of software decisions. So in this video, I'll explain the 4-step plan for successfully overseeing building even complex features. You will be confident that you're not custom ordering a Maserati when all you need is a reliable Honda Civic. Before we go too deep here, this is the second of 2 videos about building features. The first one, linked right here, sets the foundation to ensure that no other options would work better. For example, are we sure this can't be done natively with your e-commerce application? Or might there be an app that will help you get the most with something that's already pre-built? And of course, it's not going to be a perfect for round 1, but it's cheap and it provides data to help us understand what we need and what we don't need. Step 1 in the previous video was to identify the goal. For example, it might be for a back-in-stock notification system. We want to improve revenue and customer happiness by making stock arrivals more visible. This will remain the same, whether it's native, an app, or whether we end up going custom. And in that video, we have already built a list of requirements. It's now time to refine this list because, again, we have data from this proof of concept that we've been collecting for several months. We now know what works and what doesn't work. It's time to roll up our sleeves and prepare to build a custom feature because the business case is now here. Step 2, though, is to refine these requirements. For example, there are quite a few apps out there that cover our basic out-of-stock notification systems needs. But let's say you've done customer research, like I talked about in a recent video, link is right here, and you've identified some critical areas of improvement. It might even double sales from this out-of-stock notification system. For example, maybe you have 5 retail stores and you want to drive traffic per store via customized notifications. Or you want to leverage text message notifications. Or maybe you have a really solid customer loyalty program and you want to ensure that they have the opportunity to buy for the rest of the general public. Armed with this knowledge, we walk back through your original list and identify what we need and what we don't need. Some of the app's features are completely irrelevant to us. Well, we've never used them and we don't anticipate ever using them. Of course, we don't need to rebuild those features. But just as important, we should review our app's interface to catch anything we missed on our original requirements document that may be helpful now. We could have some features that we didn't think we needed, and now we consider these critical. We want to rank these in priority. We mark the non-negotiables from the start. Those are what we absolutely cannot live without, but the less critical items are pushed out into future phases. Thus, phase 1, it's non-negotiable. This project cannot go live without these critical items in here. Phases 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Those are bite-sized chunks of useful additions. We must be careful to only put essential items on any of these lists. If something brings little appreciable value, even if it's cool, just don't do it. Every aspect of this should have ROI. Whether it's for your admin team or whether it's for your customers, there should be ROI. As a side note, if you are using an open source system with an open source module, as they're usually called, or plugin, you can potentially modify the feature instead of starting from scratch. Now, this does have the downside that you're introducing technical debt because each time you upgrade the module, which you're supposed to do regularly, your changes may break. The solution is to have a strict testing strategy for each module update and ideally automated tests covering these changes. So as long as you're adequately prepared, this can then be a definite advantage of being able to do anything you want with this open source software, but only if you have made the proper preparations. So that's step 2. We take our original requirements. We now have data with which we can improve the requirements going forward. Step 3 then is to convert this into actionable work. Your development partner, like us at SwiftOtter, will help you with this. Each piece of work is called a ticket and should be well defined with a small estimate, like we're talking 8 hours or less. Each ticket should have an acceptance criteria and a technical context. The acceptance criteria defines how you know this feature is correctly implemented, and then you should be asked to sign off on this acceptance criteria. Then each ticket should also have technical details or context on how a developer would generally approach building it out. And there's nothing wrong with you reviewing this as well. Step 3 is the technical details of how these specific steps will get converted into code by a really talented developer. Development commences, right? It's time to sit back and think of all the great things that will happen with our website. No, not quite yet. There's actually one more super crucial step. Are you ready to talk about it? That would be step 4, change management. What the heck is that? Another jargon term, right? Your sales and customer service team essentially need to know what changed on your website. It could be as simple as bullet points of this was fixed, this was changed, and we enabled this new feature. If you do that, I promise they will be rooting for you to get a promotion. But it's not just internal teams. Your customers might also want to know about this feature. Consider it a marketing opportunity. Just think about how this feature will make your customers' lives easier. Not your life, your customers' life easier. All you have to do is snap a couple of screenshots, no user guide, nothing fancy. Just throw a blurb at the top of your next marketing email. Boom. Done. So then why would you get a promotion? Well, you keep the CS team in the loop and you gave marketing some extra material for their newsletter. And you're going to get some ROI for this new feature that you have vetted, you have tested, and now you have successfully delivered to production. That is a massive win all around. So whether you need a Honda Civic or maybe you do need a Maserati, you will be prepared to make the right decision, one that you're going to look back on for years and really be pleased with the effort that you put into this, knowing that you will receive the results from this here. If you found this helpful or insightful, which I hope you did, may I invite you to sign up for our Ecom Buzz newsletter. This is episode 23. Each time, it's just a quick nugget to make your life easier as an e-commerce manager and more productive. The sign-up link is just right there in the description below. And I would love for you to join this exclusive community of e-commerce managers truly wanting to make their profession all the greater.